political violence in Bengal as clashes have broken out between Trinamool and left at several places across the state. After Mamata Banerjee and Finance Minister Amit Mitra were heckled in Delhi, CPM offices came under attack from Trinamool workers and the Trinamool took out condemnation marches. But what shocked many is the attack on the Presidency University in Kolkata after flag-bearing supporters of the Trinamool student wing barged into the university, ransacked and vandalized parts of the college, even attacking students as well as a teacher. The century-old Baker Laboratory of the Physics Department, set up by Acharya Jagdish Chandra Bose in 1913, was vandalized as well. After the incident, agitated students blocked roads and demanded the arrest of the culprits, but no arrest has been made so far. The Vice-Chancellor of the university has complained to the governor about the incident. And in Siliguri, a former CPM minister and another senior leader were among the 22 arrested after a clash with the Trinamool procession. After a verbal exchange, Trinamool workers had hurled stones at the CPM office that led to violence and retaliation. The police were then forced to lathi charge. Later, arrests were made for causing trouble. Interestingly, the FIR was filed only against CPM leaders, including former Minister Ashok Bhattacharya and Jibesh Sarkar. Meanwhile, Mamata Banerjee has been admitted in a hospital in Kolkata with low blood pressure and feeble pulse. Let's go across to Monideepa now for more. So Monideepa, violence in several places, but it's the violence at the Presidency University that's shocked many.
That's right. Shock and horror at what happened at Presidency University yesterday. I'm right in front of the college, but let me show you the geography. This on my left is College Street. This is a one-way street, and this is where the students of the Trinamool Chhatra Parishad came bearing flags. And here is the college behind me. This is the historic college board, as you can see on top. The Presidency College, it is still called, established 1817. Now, of course, it's a university, and here is the gate that the vandals broke through. Apparently the gate was locked. That's what we are told, and there was a chain across the gate, but apparently the vandals broke through it, and you can see actually the locks are brand new, probably acquired just yesterday after the horrible incident. So they broke through this gate and rushed into the college campus, running helter-skelter. Some are saying that there were about 100 of them, some are saying more, but whoever they were and how many ever they were an effective force that rushed into this main building in the college, attacking students and, hitting out and vandalizing any office furniture and stuff that they could find. Beyond it is Baker Hall, Baker Lab. It's a historic physics lab through which many famous physics professors of this country have passed. That Baker Lab was also vandalized, and believe it or not, something like a spear was found inside the Baker Lab. Now, what is ironic, however, is you can see the police posting that is happening here early this morning. There are lathi-bearing policemen with shields over here. There are some Kolkata policemen here, and there are some more coming in. If you could just turn to the gate, there are some more police coming in. Yesterday, too, there were several policemen over here, but the Vice-Chancellor of the Presidency University herself has complained to the governor that the police stood by and watched. Many teachers, many senior professors came and urged the police to take action, but the police said, we have no orders, and they stayed quiet while over 100 students, bearing Trinamool flags, mind you, ran rampage through this historic institution, an institution that Mamata Banerjee is trying to turn into a world-class institute, an institute of excellence, but this is what happened. People have expressed absolute shock and horror. Many students were injured, large parts of the college campus vandalized, and yet the Trinamool Congress last night on record, the General Secretary Partho Chatterjee, he said Trinamool Chhatra Parishad was not involved, and yet we are hearing from students that among them were recognizable faces of Trinamool Chhatra Parishad. The other irony is that no one has been arrested in this case as yet. So a shock for Kolkata, for educational institutions, for students and the people in general, people who really look up to Presidency University as an institute of excellence already.
Right, Monidi, but that's extremely controversial that the Trinamool is denying absolutely that they had anything, that their workers or students were not a part of what happened at the college yesterday. But as you said, there are eyewitnesses. Also, what is the police now doing? As you mentioned, no arrest made so far, but what happens next in these investigations?
Let me just go across to a couple of students who have joined me just now. Debraj, tell me what happened yesterday. You were here, you saw everything.
It was around 1:30. We were in the canteen, like we had our break time. We were sitting there. Suddenly we heard people sloganing outside the college. We came running here. We saw the Trinamool people, like TMCP people, they just broke in. They just cut the door, they cut the gate. Yeah, they cut the gate and they just entered. They entered the two, like our seniors, Devorshida and Shurzada were present outside. They just caught hold of them. They beat them up. They pushed them. All other general students who were present there, they also treated them in the same way. They entered, they tried to get into the main building staircase. We were all there. Our registrar sir, our dean ma'am, they were all present there. The police was present. The police did not do anything. We pleaded to the police that please help us. They just simply said that we do not have orders from above, so we can't do anything. They just watched it. They just watched the whole show while our students got beaten up. We got beaten up pretty bad. And then they just tried to enter. Then again they just went back. Again they came back to the college. They entered via this through the main to the Baker building, where they got this where they used spears and all other weapons. They broke in the Baker laboratory, the Heritage's Baker laboratory. They beat up our teacher, like the physics department.
One question, let me ask you first. Tell me, do you have any doubt in your mind that these were Trinamool Chhatra Parishad people?
Well, not at all, because they were bearing banners of the Trinamool Chhatra Parishad with TMCP written and the tricolour definitely showing. And today's newspaper shows that the party alleges that they were not members.
That's right.
And now my question is, how can a national level party as this be so irresponsible as to allow its flags to be sold wholesale from the local groceries?
Absolutely.
And how can they not claim responsibility when we are eyewitnesses, when the newspaper has pictures of people climbing above the gates with Trinamool TMCP banners in hand, and they're trying, it's as if it's an invasion, as if we're back in the medieval times. And this is a kingdom of great value, and they are barbarians. The attack was absolutely barbarian yesterday. The lock, the big iron lock, was cut through with a gas torch.
And gas torch?
With a gas torch, and 50 people were shaking the gates, and as you can see, the hinges are broken there. And without caring as to where the allegiances of the people who stood here lay, they just attacked without reason. And this is absolutely a violation.
And the police stood and watched. That is what the Vice-Chancellor herself had.
Yeah, the police stood and watched. We ourselves went to the police. We pleaded them that please help us see what is happening around. The police, like beforehand also, the police was informed that the TMCP people were going to do a rally in the College Street area, and so we needed some protection. The police assured us that don't worry, they will be doing it in the College Street area. They won't enter the college premises. You just keep the gates locked. Nothing is gonna happen.
Okay. One more question. The Trinamool Chhatra Parishad people and even others are alleging that SFI activists from Presidency College, from Presidency University, they were the ones to attack the Trinamool procession first.
No, definitely not, because the SFI people were also present with us only, in the campus only. And the thing is that the SFI was outnumbered, we were outnumbered. If 200 people just comes up and just attacks us, how can you expect SFI people to attack, and especially when they're not in power? Right.
So SFI had no role, you are saying?
Well, as you can see, the height of that gate is such that when people were standing outside it, it is impossible for any person to pelt stones at a person outside through the gates. Obviously, the iron bars would get in the way. Now, if they allege that the actual thing that happened was they tried to throw a stone at us, it rebounded on the gate and fell on the head of one of their professors or leaders who was just outside. And they allege that to us because they know that they cannot justify what they're doing.
Absolutely. So what is your program of agitation today? Today, Presidency University is observing a strike, right?
Yeah, Presidency University is observing a strike. No classes will happen today. All the departments are open. The teachers will be coming. We'll be organizing a rally from 2 o'clock from College Street to Sham Bazaar. The teachers will be participating us. We'll be, like, the Presidency people will be moving together under no political banner. Okay, whole presidency, united presidency, will walk the streets.
One last question. Trinamool Chhatra Parishad has no presence in Presidency University?
None whatsoever, and it is because of this, I think, that they decided to attack this place to get some exposure, because where else other than premier institutions in Kolkata would you vandalize so as to get attention?
So you have a motive now, for why the Trinamool Chhatra Parishad attacked Presidency University particularly, and that's because Trinamool Chhatra Parishad has no presence on this university campus, and there is a kind of anger about that they have not been able to set their political foot over here, which is why these students say yesterday they targeted Presidency University. Gargi?